Star Trek Strange New Worlds, one big change from the other new Trek, modern day, fake Trek, whatever you want to call it, shows. What's that change? Is it actually going to be good? Hello everyone, I am Mecha Random 42, the one, the only, the original, your favorite YouTube consumer advocate, Harpy. Oh, there's a few Trek things we gotta discuss today. I am a huge Star Trek fan, at least I used to be until they ruined it, until they made it basically just this generic, boring, mindless action garbage. I like the thinkier Trek. I like the more interesting Trek. I like the funnier Trek even, you know. I can take Data singing about life forms any day of the week over this new Trek. This new Trek that... No. Every time they do a new show, you think, how can it get any worse? It can't get possibly worse than the last one, and it is every single time. Discovery's bad enough, and then they went with Picard. We're like, okay, well, maybe they're gonna fix some of this stuff. They promise it every year. Every single year, I make a video calling out the lies of the people making Star Trek. Because every single year they lie and say, oh, we're never gonna see Spock coming in to Star Trek Discovery. We're never gonna see the Enterprise. We're never going to see... No. Every single time they lie and they lie. Oh, and the next lie, it's gonna be more hopeful and optimistic.
And you'll see in season 2, it's in many ways a much lighter season.
Because people didn't like the dark, gross, gritty, bad, violent, gory Star Trek. And then they lie, and then they double down and do it again the next time. People say, oh, we don't like all the swearing in modern day Star Trek. So what do? They double down and they swear again. Shut the fuck up. Watch your mouth, Admiral Hubris. This is a clean... No, it's not. My channel's not for kids. One big change from other Star Trek shows. Get hyped for a more traditional Star Trek series. I've got them, and they're in my dining room with all of my other DVDs. And yeah, I still have them on DVD. I didn't bother to replace them because I had them already. If you guys want to send me, the DVD replacements of all the Blu-ray stuff, I would love them. But let's face it, Star Trek has been kind of crap ever since probably 2009. I'm not even a big fan of the JJ ones. And I wanted to give them a fair shot. Like, okay, well, they're in a different universe, so that'll explain away some of the differences, and then they could update the technology without it affecting, the real Star Trek stuff. And then they were terrible, minus maybe the cast. Most of the cast were pretty good in the JJ movies. I'll give them that. They're forgettable at best. They are just plot holes that you can fly a starship through. At their worst, they just don't make sense. None of the motives or any of the... And why do I bring up the JJ stuff? People are like, but this is the TV stuff. No, it's not. They've admitted that if not for the events that were in the JJ universe, we wouldn't even have the Discovery universe. It's all related. They've been flipping and flopping and bouncing the rights around. There's a great chart out there, I'm sure. If somebody in post wants to pop it in, we can go through the difference between the canon and, the TV timelines, basically. The original TV timeline and then the Kelvin. Doesn't even matter. At the end of the day, what is important? Star Trek is bad now. And I'm not happy about it. And it's not going to get any better just because you got Akiva Goldsman behind the scenes now. Because he's been around since the JJ movies. This is what we can try to tell you. This is the JJ people. This is still the same people doing the JJ movies and the JJ stuff. People who don't like Star Trek, who are making Star Trek for Star Wars fans. They're making it for Reylos. They're making Star Trek for people who are more concerned with identity politics than telling an actual progressive story. These are people thinking that you can sit on your butt and collect money and be in Star Trek universe, forgetting that you wouldn't have money, you wouldn't need money, you wouldn't want... People argue, oh, well, what if I want to have a vineyard myself someday? Why would you want that? Owning a vineyard would be the side project. That would be after you proved yourself. I'm going off on a tangent, as I do. Star Trek Strange New Worlds is almost finished filming its pilot for Paramount Plus that we don't want. And now, executive producer, director Akiva Goldsman has revealed a lot more about the writer's approach to the show. Basically, if the original 60s series approach to storytelling was more to your taste than its current crop of serialized Trek shows like Discovery and Picard, this show will be for you. So it's going to be episodic garbage now. That's the only difference. They're just going to make it episodic, but they're still going to probably have some major universe-breaking thing that they have to fix at the end of the series. This will not work. These people don't understand why Star Trek was good in the first place. They just think, oh, we'll just make it episodic now. No, it's too thinky for these people. They don't know these things because they're not thinky people. Like sometimes Robert Bloch would write a horror episode of the original series, he tells The Hollywood Reporter, or Harlan Ellison would have City on the Edge of Forever, which is hard sci-fi. There would be comedic episodes like Shore Leave, or The Trouble with the Tribbles. Goldman says, expect to have Adventure of the Week episodes, but with serialized character arcs. When you close your eyes and think of the key sets and situations, you think of the original series. That's what we're looking to do. Again, though, you don't understand what made the original series great. This is like saying, hey, the original Star Trek had a white male lead. Let's make it a white male lead and maybe people will like it. That's not it. It's not the fact that it was serialized. It's not the fact that you had Harlan Ellison coming in and writing an episode and then you'd have a funny episode. No. It was well written. You had good writers. Tell me who's writing it, not what they're writing. Who's writing it? Oh, you can't keep anybody good because every time you have somebody halfway decent, like a Walter Mosley or somebody with, a brain and some life experience, they don't work for your crapping production because you guys are too high school behind the scenes. This is what we keep hearing. We keep hearing that they're bickering and having all this drama. We heard that there was some drama between Anson Mount, who played Captain Pike in the first place, where he allegedly had some altercation with one of the directors. The right move for Star Trek. Well, the right move for Star Trek is to, have good writers. That's the first thing, because I don't mind the cast. We don't mind. I mean, Ethan Peck's kind of Sheldon-y. He's a little too Sheldon-y for my taste. I like Rebecca Romaine just fine. She's fine. Anson Mount, he's a decent enough Pike. I don't know why the hell they're still so set on rebooting The Cage. Still, The Cage wasn't even that good. It wasn't good enough to be picked up. That's why they reshot it in the first place. I know it's because it's the first one that pops into their Netflix. They still don't get it. And they're lying again, saying, oh, it's going to be hopeful and optimistic, and it's going to be better, and this and this. You still don't get what's good about the original, though. The original wasn't good because it was serialized or episodic or any of that. Oh, there's more. Then there's the Picard news. Evolving Q for Picard. This is on Heavish. First off. Unless Q is coming in and snapping the universe correct to the correct timeline, the correct levels of technology, the correct uniforms, the correct everything, I don't want to hear what you're doing with Q and Picard. What's probably going to happen? They're going to have Q and Picard making out with each other, realizing that they were long-lost lovers all this time because they got to appeal to the LGBTQ Star Trek fans, and there's a whole group of them, pretty exclusionary, if you ask me. I'm like the actual inclusive message of Star Trek. No, they have like the gay club of Star Trek fans. I know. I was shocked. I thought it was for everybody. No, apparently it's not. You're bringing back Q, but Picard is a pretty different show tonally than Next Generation. How do you evolve Q like you evolved... Well, that's an understatement. It's not just a different show. It's a different version of Picard. It's a different Picard. He is literally going around apologizing for his privilege, and they wanted that to be the case. There are articles written on why Picard needs to apologize more for his privilege in a world like Star Trek. In a world like Star Trek where we evolved beyond all this petty crap. You asked the exact right question, and the answer is in the same way we've tried to do with Picard himself. Oh, by just ruining the character, destroying him. Are they going to kill Q and put him in a robot body? That's what they did with Picard. Spoilers if you have not seen Picard, but why would you want to? After going around apologizing for all the people he's let down and not being able to, save the Romulans from racism or something.
Sheer fucking hubris.
And getting cussed out by Admiral Pottymouth herself, time and time again. he finally dies. I don't even remember why he died. It was so stupid, this show. They put him in a body that... They put him in a robot body, an android body, but he doesn't even have a lifespan outside of what his normal lifespan would be. That means he's going to drop dead in probably the middle of next season. and he's not going to have any super strength or abilities or anything. He's just going to have another, year or two? I don't know. So they wasted this state-of-the-art android body just to put Picard's consciousness in it after keeping Data's alive forever. And Data's like, hey, can you maybe, I don't know, kill me? I didn't want to exist forever, and this isn't fun. I'm just existing. This isn't fun anymore. What are they going to do? You ask the right questions. In the same way we have tried to do with Picard himself, co-showrunner. Oh, so they can't even have one person showrun the damn thing again, just like Discovery. They've gone through how many showrunners in Discovery? Probably about 5 that I can think of off the top of my head. Anywho, Akiva Goldsman's talking about his co-showrunner. Bets on how long this new co-showrunner will last, by the way. I'm guessing half a season. Terry Metalis and I don't pretend that the interstitial years didn't happen. No, obviously, the chronological time is less relevant to Q. The time in between shows is probably not even a blink of an eye in Q time. If you even have Q time. But we definitely chose to follow suit when it came to him, so we tried to evolve the other characters. The same is true of Q. Well, he might not have evolved at all. Why would he evolve at all? He's a Q species. They already think they're already the most evolved things on the planet, because they probably are. The universe. They're not just on the planet. What am I talking about? I'm going to have to zap myself out of existence for that one. But then I can't finish reading the article. We'll continue. We'll continue. So they're gonna screw up Q. This is a show of a different time with different actors of different age. We're now talking about the issues that come up in the last stage of your life. We wanted a Q that could play in that arena with Picard. I mean, he might be curious about how his little favorite plaything would deal with the end of his life, but you kind of screwed that up by giving him this android body. What, just to prolong his life so you can do the exact same storyline again with Q? Wasn't that the same storyline last time where he's going and winding down and trying to make amends and trying to get that Romulan kid, Elron, or whatever the crap his name was, to forgive him, or Elnor, I don't know. Because he left him on a planet with a bunch of women. Oh no, he left, and they hated humans so much, they put the sign in human English so that they could read it. Oh. This show's stupid. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna ruin Q. What's the inspiration for bringing him on board? Because people said, wait a minute, Picard wasn't friends with Data. Picard's probably closest friend on the ship was Q. Because they probably spent the most amount of time together. Picard kind of separated himself from the rest of the crew. And even though Q wasn't a crew member, he was certainly a cast member who they could bring... Because member Q, I remember Q, that's why. Because it's a popular character. It's a lot of people's favorite character. That's why. It's going to get people to talk about it and make a video. They don't care what they're doing. Will Picard's new body impact his character in season 2, or it doesn't just not? It doesn't. We did fundamentally try. See, they knew that it'd be like an oopsie. Now what's gonna happen? Now, because that would have been too hard for them to write. How do we address having, Picard with all this super strength or ability, or being able to process things faster, or no. He's just exactly as he was. He's just an android now. Because then they'd have to actually do their jobs and write a story around that. Because they forgot. Oh yeah, reset button. This is Star Trek, where we do have things that will impact the rest of the series from time to time. But when it's something like that, you would have to, address it more. You would have a reoccurring thing saying, hey, he would be super Picard. He would be too powerful. They wouldn't be able to write it, first of all. You couldn't have an old white male do superpower, superhuman things. Oh, no. And is Section 31 still happening? Nobody wants it. We don't want Section 31. We don't care. I don't know. I believe so. Alex has a plan. No, please don't. Nobody wants this. Picard wasn't supposed to be a series. It was just a one-off scene in a short trek. He wasn't even going to be played by Patrick Stewart. They were going to have a young Picard. At the end of the short, we were making up. Then Alex was like, what if it was Patrick Stewart? What if it wasn't one scene? Alex has a plan and it's pretty cool. See, they don't even know what they're doing. They don't have a plan. They don't. They're just like, well, why recast it? Because people would be like, why don't you just get Picard? Why not continue it? Because people are yelling at you to continue it. And then once we realized how bad they were at their jobs, we're like, you know what? No, let's not. Let's not. But a lot of people were like, oh, Mecca, this is the Discovery cast. You can't judge Picard on what the Discovery people are doing and what was going on in that show. And what happened? What did I say? I said Picard was going to be trash, and it disappointed a lot of people. It really let down a lot of Star Trek fans, and it was trash. And this new season's going to be trash. Strange New Worlds is going to be trash. Everything is, like, everything around Kurtzman and Goldsman Trek is just trash. We know it's bad. It's going to be bad. Don't tell me, oh, but Mecca, you need to empathize with the character. No, write better characters. Give me a reason to empathize with them other than they're just crying like a bunch of children. Because this is Star Trek, people. This is for grown adults who are competent and capable officers who are not going to get their crew members killed, not going to go and run around and throw a bunch of temper tantrums crying all the time that they can't do their job and they're too afraid to fly their starships or whatever. No, we want grown adult Trek, something to aspire to become, something better than myself. But they're not capable of it because they're not. I am Mecha Random 42. I've ranted too long about this. I will see you guys on the next video, live stream, or wherever. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.
This sucks more than anything that has ever sucked before.